friends, welcome again to your own YouTube channel, Ask Your Gynecologist. I am Dr. Sonal Parihar. As usual, I have come back with a new topic suggested by you all and liked by you all. Okay, so before we start the topic, let me just tell you that DocWise app has picked up very well. Many patients are connecting with me daily. It is a consultation app online and you can get prescriptions sitting at your home. You can exchange reports. You can send me a voice message. You get a voice message back from me. If you're sitting in India, I can call you. If you're outside India, then we can exchange voice messages and you can get the consultation. Right? So it is very easy. Helpline number is there in case there is any problem of payment or whatever, then you can call on the helpline number. Apart from this, I go live every day on this channel and I answer your questions which you have asked a day before. Now your questions I gathered from this channel and the other channel, that is Dr. Sonal's Answers. I've got two YouTube channels. So basically if you write your question here or there on any video, you don't have to select the last video, just any video, I get your question and I answer that live every day. But I select only the general questions. I do not answer the personal questions because for personal consultation you either come on DocWise app, or if you think you do not need to install DocWise app because your problem is not that big, you just need a little bit of opinion but it is personal, then you can use Super Chat. Now Super Chat is something provided by YouTube. Whenever I go live, if you click on the Super Chat button, it will show you how to do the payment and it starts with a minimum of 40 rupees, Indian rupees, and you can then type your question. Depending upon the number of words you are typing, the YouTube will tell you how much money you have to deposit, and then as soon as you do that, the question flashes on the screen and I give you the answer there and then. You don't need to wait for the next day. Okay, otherwise if you think that you don't need to do Super Chat and your question is very simple, you can just write it down and then you get the answer the next day. Okay, so let me start with the topic today, that is polyhydramnios. Now polyhydramnios means having a lot of fluid. When you are pregnant, when your baby is surrounded with a lot of fluid, that is called polyhydramnios. Now let me just tell you where does this fluid comes from. The liquor, the fluid that the uterus has, it acts like a cushion and it protects your baby from the outside world. Okay, now this fluid comes from the placenta. The placenta, which is a connection between the mother and the baby, it secretes a lot of fluid and that fluid keeps your baby healthy because the nutrition that your baby gets inside the womb, inside the uterus, comes from the placenta. All the hormones, the blood supply, the blood gives the baby oxygen, the nutrients, and this fluid is full of minerals, vitamins, and this is what the baby keeps drinking. Now the baby obviously is not eating inside, it is only drinking. It is using. So when it drinks the fluid, it uses all the minerals and vitamins inside the fluid, and then whatever is not required in the body, it gets secreted outside through the urine. Right? So basically the fluid balance is maintained by the placenta which secretes it, and then the baby which swallows it, and then of course the urine that has passed out. So this is how the whole cycle of the water regulation goes on. So if there is any problem in the placenta or the baby in swallowing or in urination, that is what causes the differences in amniotic fluid. So it can be oligo, that is less, or it can be poly, that is more. Okay. So what decides whether it's oligo or it's poly? How do we decide that yes, your fluid is less or your fluid is more? Well, we keep a hand on your tummy and an experienced gynecologist can tell you that probably the fluid is more or probably the weight of the baby is more. But this is only probably. The confirmatory diagnosis comes from the ultrasound. So when we do an ultrasound, how do we measure this fluid? Because it is like a swimming pool inside. The baby is floating inside. So how do we actually measure? Well, we kind of imagine your abdomen, your tummy to be like a square. So from every corner of the square, we measure the pockets of the amniotic fluid which are free of any fetal parts, any part of the body of the baby. So when we measure the pockets, we just add them together and we calculate the amount in centimeters. So if you look at the amount in centimeters, that is called AFI, amniotic fluid index. So this particular index should be on an average between 10 to 14. Okay, so starting from the 14th to 15th week of pregnancy till about 34-35 weeks, the average AFI should be between 10 to 14. So when it is less than 10, it becomes oligohydramnios, that is less. When it is more than 14, it becomes polyhydramnios. Now that has been divided into mild, moderate and severe. So if it is more than 14, then it is mild polyhydramnios. If it is more than 20, then it becomes moderate polyhydramnios. And when it is more than 25, it becomes severe polyhydramnios. Similarly, here oligohydramnios. If it is less than 10, it becomes mild oligohydramnios. It is less than 7, it is moderately oligohydramnios. If it is less than 5, it is severe oligohydramnios. So this is something which we are going to discuss in the next video, oligohydramnios, as to what are the causes and what do we do about it. Polyhydramnios is what we are going to discuss today. So mild, moderate and severe polyhydramnios. So the ultrasound sonography is the only way through which we can diagnose. Okay. Now what are the causes? As I told you, either placenta or the baby, or the third cause can be idiopathic, which is very common. So ladies, don't worry if you have lots of fluid inside your tummy and the doctor is telling you that you are absolutely normal, the baby is absolutely normal, then don't worry, because most of these cases are idiopathic. We don't know. There is no reason. Okay, and these generally subside, the symptoms subside obviously by after delivery, and if they don't subside on its own, the fluid is still a lot, it doesn't matter. Okay, you will deliver normally and then you will be free of all the distressing symptoms. But if it is diseased, if there is a problem, then these are the reasons. What are the reasons? Coming to the placental reasons. Now, whenever the placenta is big, when something is big, it will secrete more fluid. Now, where is the placenta big? Either the mother is diabetic, that is uncontrolled diabetes, that causes lots of fluid, hypertrophic placenta, big baby, everything becomes big. So that can be one of the reasons. The second reason can be multiple pregnancy. When you are carrying more than one baby, it can be twins, it can be triplets. So obviously when the placenta is bigger, you have more than one pregnancy inside, then you will obviously secrete more fluid, right? There is a condition called twin transfusion syndrome, which is TTTS. This is one of the very dangerous conditions which I have discussed in one of my previous videos on twin pregnancy. It came long time back. You can search for that. This is a complication in which both the twins are connected through the blood vessels, through the placenta, and one twin kind of drives all the blood away from the other twin. So one becomes very small and the sac kind of just shrinks, and the other one becomes very fat, plethoric, and the sac is full of fluid. That becomes polyhydramnios. So both the babies are in danger, right? So in such cases, polyhydramnios is common. So these are the two placental reasons. Coming to the baby's reasons. Now the baby, obviously I told you, it regulates the fluid by drinking and passing urine. So if there is problem in drinking, and this is a condition called tracheoesophageal fistula. Now this is something which generally cannot be diagnosed on ultrasound, unfortunately, because it does not involve any bone. Now we all know we have a windpipe, that is called trachea, and we have a food pipe, which is called esophagus. Sometimes some babies have a connection between these two pipes. In such cases, the baby cannot drink a lot of fluid. There is a problem in drinking. So that causes a lot of fluids inside the abdomen, because that drinking part is gone. Okay, so these conditions can sometimes, very rarely, be diagnosed on ultrasound. If they are not, don't worry, because such babies can easily be operated, and it's a very simple surgery which can be done once the baby is born. Okay, the other condition which does not cause polyhydramnios but it causes oligohydramnios is when the baby is not able to pass urine. This we will be discussing in the other video, but it is a very commonly seen condition, especially in male babies, and it is called posterior urethral syndrome. Posterior urethral valve, it is a valve which kind of closes the urethra of the male baby, and this can be diagnosed by an experienced ultrasoundologist who is performing an ultrasound, and he can see that in 10 to 15 minutes of the ultrasound, the baby has not passed urine, the bladder is full. That means there is some obstruction. So in such cases, there will be oligohydramnios, right? This we'll be discussing in the next video. Now, we have already discussed all the causes. Now, what are the symptoms? Well, the symptoms obviously can be divided into two, maternal symptoms and the fetal symptoms. Coming to the baby, what will the baby suffer from if there is a lot of fluid? First, if the baby has a problem, say tracheoesophageal fistula is there, obviously the baby will not be very happy and the baby will need surgery later on. Such babies are generally delivered by cesarean. In case, just in case there is a normal delivery possible, then yes, we can do a normal delivery, but if the doctor is aware that the baby is suffering from this particular condition, then they will be kind of delivering the baby more safely through cesarean. Second thing is, when there is a lot of fluid, the baby cannot fix itself inside the bone. Whether it's cephalic, head down, or hips down, breech, it doesn't matter. It just needs to get fixed inside the pelvic bone. So that doesn't happen when there is a lot of fluid and the baby keeps on moving. And when it keeps on moving, then sometimes the cord which is kind of hanging like a rope inside, the baby gets entangled in that cord, and that becomes dangerous sometimes. That sometimes can get tightened on the baby's body part, right? So that can become dangerous. The other dangerous condition can be when suddenly the rupture of membranes happens, the cord of the baby gets prolapsed, comes out of the vagina, and that is a very serious condition. In that case, the baby has to be delivered within minutes, otherwise it will die. Right? Coming to the maternal problems. Now, maternal, we know the mother already has a lot of problem in breathing, distressing symptoms because the tummy is growing big, the diaphragm, which is separating membrane, which separates the chest and the abdomen, that gets pushed up. So there is a lot of respiratory problem anyway. But in case there is a lot of fluid, obviously the tummy will be larger than normal, larger than expected. So the distressing symptoms will be more. Secondly, this particular lady with lots of fluid can have sudden premature rupture of membranes. Another video of mine has already come on premature rupture of membranes. That was, I think, 2 to 3 months back. Just watch that. I have already told you what are the reasons for premature rupture of membranes and what do we do. So if suddenly the premature rupture of membranes happens and lots of fluid comes out, what happens? There's a lot of negative pressure inside. So either the cord will prolapse, which I just told you, the cord suddenly comes out of the vagina, or sometimes if the pressure is too much, the placenta, which is kind of just stuck to the uterus, it gets detached, and that is again a very dangerous condition because the entire blood supply of the baby gets cut off. Depends upon how much placenta is getting separated. If the entire placenta gets separated, then the entire blood supply is suddenly cut off and the baby dies immediately. If part of the placenta gets cut off, then obviously some blood supply is getting hampered, and such babies have to be delivered in minutes. Otherwise, they will die immediately. Okay, now that is a very dangerous condition. It does not happen all the time, but you should know what it means by abruptio placentae. Abruptio means sudden separation of some or part of the placenta, or sometimes the entire placenta gets detached. Now these are very rare but very serious complications. Apart from this, polyhydramnios can also cause preterm labor. Preterm labor means the patient goes into labor before term, before 37 weeks. One of my videos has already come on this particular topic, so you can just search that video and look for it. What are the causes? What are the other causes apart from polyhydramnios? Now apart from this, what can the mother suffer from? Once the baby delivers, whether it's cesarean or normal delivery, because of overstretching of the uterus, the uterine muscles, they do not contract properly, and such patients can have PPH, that is postpartum hemorrhage, that is excessive bleeding after delivery, and that is called because of uterine atony. Now this particular topic again I have already discussed. Long back my video came on postpartum hemorrhage, that is bleeding after delivery. Why does that happen? In that case, in that particular video I have told you that the uterine muscles are designed in a way that they kind of contract and they kind of suppress and compress all the capillaries and blood vessels once the baby is out. So if they do not contract and they become loose like this, then the capillaries will not be squeezed and then they will keep on bleeding, and this is called uterine atony, and this is again very dangerous and has to be controlled with medicines. Okay, now I do not want to scare you ladies. The ladies who are having polyhydramnios, please do not worry. These are all very rare complications. Generally nothing happens, especially if your doctor is experienced enough to keep everything ready and to keep this in mind that this can happen sometimes. Okay, now what is the cure of polyhydramnios? First, nothing. If there is no reason, there is no pathology, there is no problem, it is just idiopathic, then just forget about it. Just wait for your delivery, and once the delivery is over, all the distressing symptoms will be gone. Secondly, if you have a problem, diabetes, get it cured, get it controlled. Once the sugar is controlled, the fluid will automatically get absorbed. Thirdly, if there is anything like twin transfusion syndrome, the remedy I have already told you, the connection has to be cut. If there is a multiple pregnancy, we know that there is a multiple pregnancy, you will have excessive fluid. If the baby has a problem, we have already discussed that can be remedied once the baby is born. There were certain things which were done in the past but not done now, like for example, sometimes a needle was put inside the tummy and the excessive fluid was drained, but this is not done anymore because it causes more infection, it can probably lead to premature rupture of membranes or induce labor pains, and the patient can go into preterm labor, so we do not do it now. Then there was a medicine called indomethacin, which we used to read long back. In my 20 years of practice, I have never used it because it has been banned from the market because it causes more of fetal problem in the heart of the baby. So it is basically, it acts on the receptors and some enzymes and it kind of reduces the fluid, yes, but it is not good enough to be used during pregnancy because it is dangerous for the baby. So we do nothing, we just wait, we just treat the cause and we just wait for the delivery. So that's it guys, you just don't need to know more than this about polyhydramnios. In case you have any query, any question, you can put your question on Dr. Sonal's answers or you can put your question here. Wherever you put it, you can easily get the answer from me. Okay. So as you know, I go live every day on my channel, so you can get your answers there. If it's a personal question, use Super Chat or use DocWise app. And you can also follow me on my other portals like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook pages. But please stick to YouTube for your medical questions. Do not type questions anywhere on any portal. Okay, it is very difficult for me to gather all the questions and make a folder for you and answer them daily. Right? So take care. If you like the video, please click a like button, subscribe to the channel and share the video. Thank you very much.